What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 28 of WCW. It is currently week 2, February 1993, and we are very, very close to WCW SuperBrawl III, which will be in 9 whole days. So we're going to have the go-home show, and we're going to have, for Saturday night, a main event, and then it will be time for the pay-per-view, and then we'll see where we go from there. So we'll just go ahead. Some WCW things I've been thinking about since last stream, because we keep talking about, like, Nitro. When are we going to do Nitro? When are we at Nitro? Monday Night War? Because WCW doesn't actually add it until the end of 95. Raw just kind of goes unopposed for a while. But I think I've decided what I'm going to do is, as soon as WWF adds Raw, we're going to fire back and add Nitro. Sean Waltman and Derek Dukes are having problems. Damn. Probably made fun of Derek's Jerry curl. So yeah, Raw, I believe Raw starts at the end of 93. It would be like fall 93. So assuming that does happen, this mod's been pretty good about that. I think that is probably when we'll add Nitro, but we'll see. Yeah, I think I'm going to add a women's title then, but that's another thing I have to really think about, because, like, we can sign all those Joshi, or at least try to. But, like, we will need at least, like, 2 or 3 women that would be recognizable, and I don't know that those are out there. Rey Mysterio Jr. left WWE Mexico. Great, he's interdevelopmental. Yep. Hot Property, the Patriot. Damn, very over in the Great Lakes. Kind of stinks, though. Didn't we hire Steven Prazak in ROH 03? I feel like he feels familiar to me. Also, I think both of these current series have now surpassed ROH 03, which is weird. In a way, I'm kind of glad ROH 03 died, because that mod was not great. It's probably for the better for the company to go out of business in a comical fashion than for me to just be like, yeah, I don't want to play this anymore because the mod's bad. Okay. New series now. Yes, I had both of them, yes. Los Prazak brothers. I don't believe there's any relation, but, you know, it's wrestling, brother. Mr. Sandman claims belt. Congratulations to Mr. Sandman. Oh, SSW. Out of business. Southern States Wrestling. Oh, we looked at this before. Hired Jeff Jarrett, went out of business. What does that tell you, folks? Barry Windham tore a pec. Uh-oh. I guess it happened at the house show. That seems like a real injury. Like an injury. Yeah, 2 months. Can only work angles. Really 3 months, because it's 2 months, 3 weeks. Can't even get surgery. Just gotta wait. Damn. I mean, I didn't have any major plans for Barry Windham, but, you know, that tag team with Scorpio was cool. I guess that's the end of that. Oh, he won the NWA title? I just assumed it was the ECW title. That is funnier. The Sandman could win the ECW title in the year of our Lord 2024. There's nothing stopping Billy from doing that. He would be the most over guy on the show by a mile. Don Callis finally moved to Atlanta. Tired of flying him in from fucking Winnipeg or whatever. Alright, here we go. We did the Mid-Atlantic last week. Let's do that again. I think we ran Maryland, so let's run not Maryland. We're going to go to the LJVM Coliseum in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Alright, the only note I have for myself is to make sure I book Chris Adams and Steven Regal against Bam Bam and Arn. So I'm gonna make sure I do that. Also, another thing I want to check. Are there lumberjack matches in this? Oh, there are. Excellent, excellent, excellent. I don't know if there's a way to add lumberjacks though. This is just me doing future research. Don't mind me. I guess I could just I can do at ringside external involvement. Okay. Don't mind me. Don't mind me. This is a tag match. Is this going to be the main event? I don't know. This is our go-home show. This is not like our top feud. I mean, it's got Chris Adams in the match. How are we all doing on brawling? I know Bam Bam's a brawler. Regal's okay at it. Chris Adams, not the best brawler. Okay. We are going to go 12 minutes. I'm going to give them storytelling so our main event can cook. And I am going to have Regal get a tainted victory. Perhaps some kind of low blow. Perhaps some kind of feet on the ropes. Something of that nature. Zodiac, what's up? Alright, what did we do last Saturday? Oh, Cactus beat Sabu to get a title shot. Okay. So I don't really want to have Kurt Hennig wrestle until the pay-per-view. So I think our main event is probably looking something like Sting and Cactus Jack against Dustin and Sabu. Although I feel like I've probably done this exact match. No, never straight up tag. Alright, great. 16. You guys are going to cook. I'm going to have Dustin get the pin on the Stanger after interference by Mr. Perfect, the flawless one, Kurt Hennig. Of course. Getting ready for GCW Indianapolis on Saturday. Oh boy. What's the big match? Has Brett Lauderdale thrown you a bone? See, Indianapolis, who on their roster is from there? Cole Radrick, right? You got a big Cole Radrick match? Is he going for the title? Anyway, Kurt, Sabu, and Dustin. And I guess we'll put Dusty and Ventura out there. They're going to beat up these guys to take us home. Fight. I guess these guys will be entertainment. They'll be directing traffic. These guys are selling. This goes like 3 minutes because they're selling. Hennig and Nightmares. Layout. Sting and Cactus. Ahead of the pay-per-view. Oh, you know what? Right at the end, I guess we'll just send out Arn, but we'll send... In our imaginations, the entire Dangerous Alliance comes out and runs them off to keep Sting and Cactus from getting totally killed. Layout Sting. Saved. Oh, sorry, the Good Alliance. Saved by Good Alliance. Maki Deathkill has a match. Well, there you go. That's something. I'm going to let Sting and Cactus cut a promo right before their match where they're just going to cook. They're going to talk shit about Dustin and Sabu and, of course, Kurt Hennig. Pre-match hype promo. Just, you know, hyping up the match that's about to happen, talking about, you know, Cactus is going to win the title at SuperBrawl, Sting, and then Sting's going to beat Kurt, and then me and you will face each other, brother, handshake, that kind of shit. See, Maki Deathkill versus the Rejects, Violence is Forever versus Radrick and Alec Price. That's a good match. Calvin Takeman versus Alex Zane. Okay, yeah, that's like a couple of good matches. Hey, listen, don't talk shit about Air Cannon and Nate Webb. Those are people from my time, and I feel like I'm being attacked when you say that. Alright, let's see. Is this just going to be the show where it's like, hey, here's a bunch of sick-ass tag matches? Because I feel like we could definitely do that. Yeah, we could definitely do that. Stan and Dan taking on Vader and Ron. Look at this fucking match. This has got Wild Brawl written all over it. You know what else this has got written over it? No, no finish. That's what this got written over it. This match is getting thrown out, folks. These guys are out of control. That's a double count out if I've ever seen it. Stan, Vader, Ron. These guys are all going to fight to the back after. This is just chaos. All four guys brawl to the back after the match. Oh, who's in here twice? Stan, Vader, Ron. Oh, Stan again. Dan, get out here. I believe on main event. Yeah, Rude wants Tully 1 versus 1. Alright. Sounds like Tully and Paulie should respond. And they're going to accept. Tully is going to prove that Rick Rude was always the weakest link in the Dangerous Alliance. You know, they were all propping him up. He was the star of the group, but all the guys underneath him were doing the real work. You know, they brought me in because the group wasn't working with you on top. Because Tully wasn't here when we started, if you don't remember. We signed Tully. So they brought me in to save this group because you were such a bad leader. That kind of stuff. Accepts challenge for match with Rude at SuperBrawl. Billy Rock versus Billy Starks is a weird match. I assume that's like a Billy Rock trained her or something kind of deal. I'm just guessing. I don't know. Or maybe they're just both named Billy and they thought that was funny. I don't know. I don't want to get inside the mind of Brett Lauderdale. That seems like a scary place to be. Ted DiBiase. Let's see. I feel like we've already done him on a yacht. We've already taken all of Nick's shit from Collision, so we gotta do our own thing. Man, what do rich people do? Rich people sit in a limo. Rich people cheat on their taxes. Oh, that's a good one. Rich people go to fancy restaurants. Country club. He's at the country club. We got there. He's at the country club. He's on the back nine, you know, he's bullying a caddy and all that stuff, you know, rich guy shit. And then in between his shots, he's cutting a promo on Ricky Steamboat, going, you know, Steamboat, look at me, I'm out here, I'm on the back nine, I'm out here at my favorite country club. It costs 6 figures just to get in here. You don't know about places like this, Steamboat. You know, you might be gearing up for the match of your career, for the match of your life at SuperBrawl, but for me, today is just another Saturday. I'm out here hitting the links. I'm out here relaxing, because I know for a fact I'm going to win that TV title. DiBiase cuts a promo on Steamboat from the Country Club. Listen, I will never bring in Mike Rotunda. Fuck him. Fucking the worst. Just like, I know a lot of y'all are, you know, a little younger. You weren't watching those matches, but IRS would just do a chin lock for 6 minutes. Like, he's the worst. Hated him. Like, as a kid, I hated him, and then I, like, went back and watched stuff, and I thought, like, oh, maybe I will appreciate his heel work now as an adult. No, he was very boring. I was right to boo him when I was 5. He stunk. Oh, what did we do with the Blondes and the Steiners? We set up the stretcher match, right? Did we do nothing? Did we do this on main event? Was it the week before? Okay, yeah, they want... Well, we said ambulance match, and then I think I realized that's not in the game. And yes, then we changed it to stretcher match. Okay. IRS is unmotivated Randy Orton without the personality. Yeah, I mean... Yeah. I would say it's really more just like Randy Orton is a 1994 wrestler, but yes. Yeah, they're very similar. So let's do... Oh, I wanted to do something that this will... Listen. We're going to need this in a couple weeks, so just stick with me here. Great. So I guess this is going to be the start of their... we're hinting at Steve Austin turning face maybe soon eventually. So I imagine this promo... is they're talking about how they're going to put him in the stretcher, you know, and you're going to go to the hospital, you're going to be in there with your old crippled manager, Magnum TA, and then maybe Steve's like, oh, okay, well, you know, maybe pull it back a tone there, Brian. You know, we weren't trying to injure the guy. Yeah, we weren't trying, but who cares if he is? And Steve's like, all right, well, I hope we win the tag titles. Hospital with Magnum. Alright, we did fucking match to start. Now we're at promo. What else we got? What else is on SuperBrawl? We got Sting, Henning, I mean, everything is... Oh, we could... I don't know if this is even going to make it, but we could do something with Eddie and Ultimo. That could be a match here. Right, Bob Backlund's here. Right. Of course. As we all know. Bob Backlund. Oh, Jushin Thunder Liger's not doing shit, huh? Right, I keep going to book him with Ultimo and then realizing they're a bad tag team. That's what keeps happening with that. Show the notepad. No, it has spoilers. It's a secret notepad. Got the good old Barbarian. Oh, this guy should be in developmental. What are you doing here, man? Alright, let's do... See, Ken Shamrock is written out. So we could do like Ultimo. Ultimo, Beautiful Bobby, and Larry Z, maybe? That's a weird team. Taking on Eddie Guerrero. Eddie Guerrero, the Diamond Stud, and Diamond Dallas Page. This is like a main event match that broke containment and got on the real show. Gallagher is a cowboy gimmick? What? Oh, this guy. Yeah, I don't even know why he's here. You should be in dev, man. Anyway, we're gonna give these guys like 12 minutes. The whole point of this match is for Ultimo to get a win. We can do DDP. DDP's never going to become the big star of the late 90s at this pace, but I mean, it probably didn't seem like that at the time either, so maybe this is par for the course. And that's time, man. That's a show. Alright, what promo are we going to open with? You know what? Maybe instead of doing this one right before their match, we open with it. No, although it is pre-match hype promo. Let's open with Tully. Tully, 6-man tag. Blondes are going to send the Stars to the hospital. DiBiase, Stan and Dan versus those guys. All guys brought back. That's a show. I think this is a heck of a show. Pretty much all the matches are cool. We're going to get some good promos. The last thing is probably going to do not great because it's only 3 minutes. But otherwise, I think this is really good. We fucking nailed the percentage. We're at 65 and 65. Beautiful. Yeah, I think, 86 or 87. I think it's a really good show. All right, open it with an 88. I'll take that. Paulie dangerously struggled going off script. I don't know about that, but okay. Whatever you say, game. I'll take a 71 on this. I mean, all the other people in this match helped a lot. Specifically, the Good Alliance, but I will take a 71. Yeah. Oh, these guys are all on screen. These guys are all on screen going, "Hey man, what the fuck?" Oh, you know what it was? This is how they were on screen. We showed the Steiners were at the hospital with Magnum, and they were watching this on the hospital television, and they were like, "Oh my god, I can't believe he said that." There, saved it. Just the way we wrote it up. 94, Ted DiBiase. Telling Ricky Steamboat how the rich people live. Woo! Woo, this went in the middle of the card. Oh, we fucked up. Oh, this was too good. God damn. Big Van Vader and Ron Simmons also have great chemistry. It's those two and Stan and Bam Bam who have great chemistry, but it's probably not... Like, I'm never going to book those guys as tag teams. They're too good, but damn. Hell of a match. Dan Severn was the weak link, and he got a 72. I think he was fine. 90 for a count out. Hey, it's... listen, brother. And then they just beat the shit out of each other some more. I'm imagining, like, it's 1993... It's WCW. We're in goddamn Winston-Salem, North Carolina. I imagine these people are going nuts. I imagine the roof is coming off the place with these guys just brawling around and wailing on each other. This arena is full of white guys in NASCAR shirts with mustaches, and they're losing their minds. This is like the coolest shit they've ever seen. I mean, this match got 83. Normally, an 83 for your second to last match would be very good, but, you know. Hard match to follow there. We got Sting and Cactus getting a 92. Alright, main event. Main event, don't be the worst of the three tags. That would be embarrassing for you. Oh, we got another 90! Oh, shit! This has to be the best main event we've ever done. I think we might get a 90. 2 90 matches on one card? A bunch of sick promos? This actually, like, super over-delivered, but I guess it had the Nightmares Good Alliance storyline advancement. I had Jesse Ventura at ringside to help. But yeah, this super over-delivered. These guys knew they had a tall task ahead of them. They were up for it. And then a 69 for these guys beating those guys up. '91, let's go! We gave the people of Winston-Salem, North Carolina, a night they will never forget. Hell of a show. WCW is cooking right now. Well, we're cooking right now, and then I think after this show, we're going to have 2 months of dead time until the next pay-per-view. And then we'll probably be doing less cooking. But for the moment, we're cooking. Ultimo Dragon is money. Strap a rocket to him. Thank you, Cactus. I'm trying. Ultimo Dragon is a star. Wow, double Ultimo Dragon emails. Okay. I'll try harder. Oh, I got a point. Let's see. How do we do this again? It's like... Oh, God. Is it like this one, maybe? I remember this is on one of these things that I never click, but I never remember what it is. It's this one, I think, maybe. No. No. At this point, I'm just waiting for someone to tell me. I don't remember how to do it. Arrows. Arrows! Am I going the wrong way with the arrows? Yes. And then we go user stats. Nope. Fuck me. User talents. There we go. Alright. Thank you. I knew it was one of those things I never click. I was right about that. I never touch. I forget these arrows are fucking here. Let's see. Chat, what do we think? I got 5 and everything. I went, you know, I played it safe. I don't know, negotiating? I've heard negotiating is good to have. Alright, I'm gonna go with negotiating. Save. Alright, let's just crap out a main event and then get to the pay-per-view. Sorry to all the main event heads. Ted, what did you do? Oh, okay. Pancakes. Great. That's what a rich guy does. A rich guy shows up with pancakes. Like fancy pancakes. Those ones with like the caviar and like the dollop of fucking creme fraiche or whatever. He's a billionaire. Alright. Who, This is going to be a show where it's just like, hey, people I haven't been booking. Sorry. Liger. Liger needs to be booked on this show for sure. Koloff needs to be booked on this show. You know, who are the local talents of the Mid-Atlantic? I don't think... Ooh, not much, huh? Bill Birdie, fucking Kane, Jeff Farmer, great. Bagwell got fired for steroids, so I'm not bringing him in. Randy Hogan. Could we not find a better picture for this guy? This is the best we got. There's VCR tracking in this photo. Swole. Fucking Vampire Warrior. We have hired Vampire Warrior twice, so we know where our bread's buttered. And we have hired Wolfie D twice. Alright, so there's no one here we want to book. Great. This is one of those rare times where it's like, maybe I shouldn't have sent everyone. Oh, Jerry Lynn's still here. Hey, Jerry Lynn, go have a cool match with Ultimo Dragon. How's that sound? I'm sorry, not with Ultimo Dragon. Because you guys are both unimportant, I believe. With Jushin Thunder Liger. Y'all can have 12 minutes. Liger is winning. Cool. Alright. I believe last week on Main Event, we did a double DQ. Yes, we did double DQ with Nikita Koloff and Mike Awesome. So obviously, for all our main event heads, we're going to build off of that. And we're going to do Nikita Koloff. Nikita Koloff teaming with the debuting B. Brian Blair. What a debut, folks. To take on Mike Awesome. I mean, Mike Awesome had been teaming with Rude, but there now he's a face. I'm not going to book Tully in this match. Who's teaming with Mike Awesome? I mean, it really does have to be Tully or Steve Austin, doesn't it? Alright, we'll give it to Tully. Tully can win the match. He'll give him... Actually, I would like Mike Awesome to win this match. Over B. Brian Blair. That's why he's here. Great. We are going to do... fuck it. I was going to do a thing before where it's like, the mystery partner is B. Brian Blair. Who gives a shit? It's B. Brian Blair. Let's do... We didn't hear from the American Nightmares. They only wrestled, so let's get Dustin. and Dusty. And then Tora, let's get them out there. They're going to cook. They're always going to bring up Sting. They're mostly going to talk about Cactus, who is the opponent on Sunday. They're going to talk about how he is just, Dustin Rhodes, he's a second-generation superstar. He was born to do this. He's been wrestling since he was in the womb. And Cactus Jack, he's just some bum off the street. He's not a wrestler. He's a brawler. Dustin's going to outwork him. He's going to outclass him. Going to be an easy win for Dustin Rhodes. Nightmares. Shit on Cactus Jack. Alright, that's like half a show already. Alright. Alright, let's get the Steiners, because of course they were on screen when that promo happened. So this is just going to be them screaming and yelling about, like, Brian Pillman, Steve Austin, we were in the hospital with Magnum when you talked about sending us there to be with him. We had to sit there right in front of him. Look in his eyes when you said you didn't care if he got injured. Steiners go ape shit. Everyone's everyone's talking shit, going ape shit. It's just it's a shit show. $15 more minutes. We can do a short match. Too cold. Unimportant. God damn it, Barry Windham. Why'd you have to fucking... Actually, let me double check Jushin here. Oh, well, no. Okay, he's quite over. Okay, just double checking that. God, that fucking band... That band thing was supposed to get all these guys to, like, over, and it did not work. None of them are over at all. It's literally just Van Hammer. Van Hammer and Chris Jericho are going to defeat Sean Waltman and his good friend Jimmy Garvin. What a match, folks. Chris Jericho's gonna win. Bada bing, bada boom. We do one more promo, and I would say that's the show. Oh, let's get Steamboat, since DiBiase talked about him. Let's get Ricky out here. He's just got to cut a promo like, when you were at the country club, not taking this match seriously. I was here training. I was out on the road having matches. You don't go on the road. You said the accommodations weren't good enough for you. Just building up more of this everyman versus billionaire thing we got going on. Folks, this is one of the main events of all time. The promos are going to make it so it gets like a 73. Also, the main event might be okay. I mean, it's got Tully in it. I don't know what B. Brian Blair's going to get. That's a mystery to all of us. Let's find out. I mean, 99 Ricky Steamboat. That's great. $52 on this match. Okay. No one really stood out or was bad. It was all just like a bunch of guys in the mid-card having a mid-card match. Steiners are starting to cook on these promos. I gotta say that. Probably helps that what I told them was like, hey, just go fucking crazy. Because they were like, yo, we can do that. It's probably when I have them try to be like calculated that they're like 77 on Jushin Thunder Liger and Jerry Lynn. Okay, all right, Jerry. Ooh, 97 on this. Yeah, that checks. 59. Oof. B. Brian Blair got a 55, which is fine. No one was like egregiously bad in this match. It just wasn't very good. I'm gonna assume that since these are like 3 old vets, that they just did not give a shit about this main event. B. Brian Blair is good at his old school face gimmick. Yeah, 73. That is exactly what I said. So, thank you to Ricky Steamboat, the Steiner Brothers, and the American Nightmares, because otherwise this show gets like a 64 or whatever. Don't look at me like that, Tony Stetson. There goes Ken. Damn, 6 months. All right. Boy, Vader must have really fucked him up when we wrote him off. I thought he was going to be gone for like 3 months. That sucks. Alright, it should be right. Oh, SuperBrawl is still not for 2 days. Right, because we taped on Friday. Never mind, I'm an idiot. I was like, oh, it's Saturday night. It's Sunday. The pay-per-view is later today. Medusa Michelli. Oh no, Jimmy Garvin got a divorce. Damn, man. Ray Trailer has lower. Why is it telling? Oh, I must have shortlisted him. Yeah, that must be what happened. He extended his deal. Well, that's okay. I could probably unshortlist him, but you know what? If Big Ball Man ever comes available, you know, we gotta jump on that. So. Also, will we be able to come up with a better gimmick than WCW did when they signed him, and then realized they couldn't call him Big Boss Man, and then we're like, he's the Guardian Angel. No, he's Big Bubba. Like they changed his name like 6 times. It was awesome. Classic WCW shit. House show, Midwest, sure. Remember when we had Abdul the Butcher? That feels like a million years ago. I think it was only like 6 months in game time. Alright. New Japan is hostile towards UWFI. Yeah, that's... Yep. True and true. Alright, here we go. They want us to run this at the Liberty Bowl, but it's December. Or excuse me, it's February. It's not December. So I don't think that's a great place. 60,000 fans. All right, we're going nutso. So let's look at like 70K. Let's look at like 30K to 70K. I mean, that's literally the only one in the Southeast. We could run the Kingdome in Seattle, although we would not fill it, or really even come close. We can run Fenway Park, but again, it's too cold, man. Metrodome, again, we would not really come close to filling it. Why do we have 3 Metrodomes? There's Metrodome, the Metrodome, and the Hubert H. Humphrey Metrodome, which are all the same building. Like, I understand why there's 2, but why there shouldn't be 3. That's weird. A lot of these stadiums are in Texas, which checks out. we did the Astrodome for Starcade. Mid-Atlantic, Baltimore Stadium. These are all outdoor stadium. Oh, Aloha Stadium. Oh, we would only draw 4,000 fans there. Oh, we can run the RCA Dome, the Hoosier Dome. That's where they did WrestleMania 8. Although again, we would not fill it. We ran this Reno one last time. Tri-State, we've done the Carrier Dome, Yankee Stadium. It's too cold. We need to be indoors. What would we draw in Canada? I assume nothing. No, literally nothing. We would draw 200 fans in Canada. That's funny. Let's just lower it and run a fucking normal arena, I guess. Let's do like 20 to 30K. Let's do 20 to 40. Yeah, that gives us a lot more. Arena, Joe Louis Arena. We don't need to run this. Target Center. Nothing in New England. The Tacoma Dome. You could run Madison Square Garden. Let's do it. We're sending a message, brother. I don't think WCW could have run Madison Square Garden in 1993 if they wanted to. Because, you know, WWF would have had the, like, exclusive rights or whatever. But, brother, we're doing it. Let's go. We're coming for you, Vince. Alright, main event. Give these guys 18 minutes. Cactus. Dustin. The WCW World Heavyweight Championship. Your winner of the match. And still champion Dustin Rhodes. And we are gonna do fucking... Again, it's not the Bloodline. Please stop calling it the Bloodline. It's definitely not the Bloodline. But we're gonna have, like, Dusty and Sabu attack Cactus Jack. We're also going to do an angle right before this, where Cactus is being interviewed. Eric Bischoff isn't okay. Eric Bischoff interviews Cactus Jack, and he's going to be like, well, let's start with this. Let's have Cactus cut a promo right before his match. You know, it's the biggest night of my career. I always dreamed of winning the World Heavyweight Championship in Madison Square Garden. Don't mention that it was winning the WWF title, but winning the World Championship in Madison Square Garden. I'm going to live my dream tonight, etc., etc. And then after that, when he's done with his promo, Arn and Larry Z and Beautiful Bobby are going to walk up. They're going to be like, hey, Cactus brother, just so you know, tonight, you know, we know the American Nightmares are going to be lingering around out there. We want you to know we got your back, brother. Cactus is going to be like, hey, that really means a lot to me, man. And then he's going to, like, walk off camera. And as soon as Cactus is gone, Dusty, Sabu, and I guess, let's say, Raven are going to beat these guys up. Which is going to explain why nobody... why did I skip that one? That's weird. Explains why nobody helps Cactus. Although we will do a post-match promo for that, post-match angle for that too. So like 3 minutes. Good Alliance offers support to Cactus. Gets beaten up by Nightmares. And then after the main event, we will do an angle where all those guys are beating up Cactus, but Sting comes out. So let's do Dustin, Sabu, Dusty, Jesse Ventura, and then we will do Sting. Sting's just going to come out, clear house, go crazy on everybody. Stinger splash, all like Ventura or something. I'm just going to mark everybody fighting. So this can go like... Cactus isn't here either. So this can go like 5 minutes. Sting saves Cactus after the match. Okay. Dustin's title run is only the second. That is not true. We're much further along, brother. We don't. Imagine if we just did like another year and a half of this exact finish on every pay-per-view. It was fucking 1995, and I was like, all right, guys, and then Dustin takes on fucking who would be a star in 1995 that's not around now. Someone did that jump from Dustin takes on Randy Savage, then Dusty and Jesse Ventura run it. Like, oh boy. Hey, one finish in 3 TV matches is pretty good, brother. A lot of TV matches, never got a finish. So this 1 out of 3 ain't bad. All right, what is the semi-main? There are so many big matches on this show. I feel like Hansen and Simmons is gonna go wild. Sting and Hennig could also be very good. Also, let me double check this storyline here. I put Kurt Hennig in it. Okay, great. I kind of just gave up and put everybody in this one big storyline, and it's worked. It's hot. Let's do the Sting and Kurt Hennig match. I feel like that's gonna be a big match. I'm gonna go 20. Sting, Kurt Hennig. I mean, it's like peak Kurt Hennig, so I have to assume all of his like psychology and stuff. Like, that psychology is good. Stamina, I assume, is like through the roof. Yeah, it's through the roof. Yeah, 20. Open. Sting wins. This is his house. You're an outsider here, Mr. Flawless. Then I think before this, we will do Stan and Ron Simmons for the U.S. title. Eight minutes. Because apparently we've been getting yelled at for matches that are Wild Brawls and go 10. TV title. Wild Brawl. Let me see. Yeah, I'm probably gonna run this back at the next pay-per-view, if we're being honest. Although that's so far from now. Let's have Ron Simmons win by disqualification. Rage DQ finish. Yes. Stan Hansen is going to be out of control. He's going to start throwing the refs around. They're going to disqualify him. Ron wins. Perfect. What were you saying about 90s wrestling? I hope it was about how good it is. Damn, when are we going to do... I might open with Vader and Severn, man. Because that match is going to be so good that, like, if it's not at the beginning of the card, you know what I mean? Like, if I put it in the middle of the card, it's going to kill everything. So I think before the... Although, I also have this fucking... I have this stretcher match, which should also probably be pretty high on the card. I think I'm going to have the stretcher match actually go after this U.S. title match. Let's do that. We have to add a new match. By copying. 1v1 stretcher match. It's here somewhere. 1v1 stretcher. Yep. Basically just going to change it to 2v2. Two versus two stretcher. Match prestige high. Minimum 15 minutes. Okay, so it can't be a wild. Although, I mean, we could change that, but it can't be a wild brawl. Ring, regular, rule 1, fall, average. We probably need to change the content risk, right? Because otherwise they're going to be like, oh, you can't do that. So let's go average. Though even average might be too high, but we'll start with average. Minimum was 15, so let's do that. Rick Steiner and Scott Steiner versus Steve Austin and Brian Pillman. Tom Waller versus Hoodfoot, a UWFI match. What is that? Paradigm? What's the name of that promotion? That's who's booking that, right? Who else would do that? United States Tag Team, both on the line. The Steiners are obviously winning. And also, we're gonna... not so much interference, but let's say I like to think that Pillman is like about to do something heinous, and then Magnum TA stops him. Okay, it wasn't too violent. Paradigm Pro, that's it. And then we're gonna do an angle afterwards where the Steiners and Magnum celebrate. Magnum is also going to have, he's going to be all, like, taped up and stuff. He's going to, like, hobble out on a cane or whatever. And it's, like, just 3 minutes over this. Steiners. Celebrate. Okay. I think since then we have Stan, Ron, and Wild Brawl. So I think next up we would go Steamboat and Ted. I'm going to give 16 to for the television title. Now, this one, I'm a little torn on, because I feel like Ted coming in and winning this is, like, a good story, but also I feel like Ricky Steamboat has no business losing this match, which is where I've come down on, looking at their stats back-to-back. Ricky Steamboat's going to win this match. It is very high-tech. What was Ted's tech? 60s. It's not as high as I thought. Yeah, I think he's just going to win. He's just simply going to win. Also, I'm going to give these guys storytelling. I'm sure they will tell a great story. Steamboat's going to win. Let me heels. Show me heels. Game, show me heels. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Okay. After the match, Ricky Steamboat is going to be attacked by the Diamond Stud and Diamond Dallas Page and Ted DiBiase. And they're all going to lay out Steamboat, and then DiBiase is going to, like, you know, grabs a wad of money and, like, give it to the Diamond Stud and give it to Diamond Dallas Page. And Ted DiBiase is going to have some new minions. DDP layout. Steamboat on behalf of DiBiase. Great. Cooking. 21 match card, mamma mia. That's too many matches. Let's see, up next. We're over. I said we're gonna. So we have Rude Tully, Bigelow, Regal. Let's go Rude Tully, which is very low on the card for the match that they're gonna have. But this is a stat card. This is a stat card. It's a good life. They're not the good life. He's rich and they're like scummy nightlife guys. It's different. I mean, it's kind of the same, but it's different. Also, the good life is just stealing what Ted DiBiase was doing. I'm booking the original thing. He stole it from me. He stole it from the real thing that happened in like 1992 or whatever, and I'm just doing it in the game. What the fuck was I doing? Oh, right. Tully and Rick Rude. This is definitely going to continue. So we're going to go 16. Actually, you know what? I'm going to give these guys storytelling, because they're definitely continuing. So I'm going to give you guys storytelling. Tully, I'm going to have you get a tainted win. Road Agent can't be a competitor. Well, then get him out of here. Oh, Bob Backlund can be a Road Agent. Tell him what to do, Bob. You guys are having a regular match now. Also, it's open. Oh, also, you know what I wanted to do before the Ted DiBiase match? I wanted to give him a spectacular entrance. Which would... I like to think we got a car in Madison Square Garden. I don't know if you can do that, but... Ted DiBiase rides a car to the ring. In my head, that's what happened. Alright, then we have Bam Bam and Regal. Actually, I need to see something. Because I feel like one of these matches is going to be... He can brawl. Regal's okay at brawling. Dan Severn. Dan Severn's not great at brawling. Okay, so him and Vader will probably just have a regular match. So I'm going to give these guys the Wild Brawl. Bam Bam Regal. 8 minutes. Wild Brawl. Lord Steven Regal is going to win by interference from the gentleman Chris Adams. We got time. We got plenty of time. Angle. Do they really need to beat up Bam Bam? I think we get the story. And then we are going to open with Dan the Beast and Big Van Vader. What's Vader's stamina looking like? 7381, that's plenty of stamina. I assume Dan's is even better. Yeah, 90 to 100. He's okay. Stamina for days. I'm going to go 16. Let's go 16. Let's go Vader winning with a distraction from Teddy Long. Oh my God, we're in Madison Square Garden. We're in Madison Square Garden, where Bob Backlund was the WWF champion for like 6 years. So he is going to come out and save Dan Severn from further attack at the hands of Big Van Vader and Teddy Long afterwards. Man, sometimes you just luck into a stupid thing. Let's do this 5 minutes. We could add some promos. Although, at this point, the show is basically good to go. Let's see. Let's do a Rick Rude promo before the Tully match. Yeah, similar to the one with Cactus. Just Eric Bischoff being like, Rick Rude, you're about to have a match with Tully Blanchard. Then he's going to talk about, like, what would you know about my leadership? You weren't even here most of the time I was in the Dangerous Alliance. You tried to hop on a good thing. Etc., etc. You're some Johnny-come-lately flavor of the month here in WCW. Tears down Tully match. Pre-show. Yeah, that's going to have to be on the pre-show. I mean, it could be on the main card, but this main card is so loaded. There's it kind of doesn't belong on this card. And then DiBiase, Rick Cena, Stan and Ron. I would like something between Stan and Ron and the tag title match. We haven't heard much from Mr. Perfect recently, so let's have him cut up. Excuse me, the Flawless One. So Kurt Hennig will cut a promo on Sting for their match later. Same thing. Eric Bischoff's on backstage duty tonight. Kurt Hennig, you're making your WCW debut later tonight against Sting. What do you got to say about that? And then Kurt Hennig's gonna be like, "Oh, we're in Madison Square Garden, a building I'm very familiar with." But Sting's never wrestled here before. This is the big stage of pro wrestling, and we're not in those little hillbilly towns. I'm going to shine brightest on the big stage, and I'm going to show why I'm the next WCW champion. He's going to bury him. Also, at this point, I think he had only been in WWF for probably like 5 years before he got fired. But MSG. And you are going to go here. Yep. Sorry, Cursing Kurt, Cactus promo. Then the Good Lines gets beat up. Cactus and Dustin. Stinks. Yep, that's pay-per-view. 175 minutes out of the 180 that we planned. So that means we get 2 pre-show matches. It means we get Eddie Guerrero and Ultimo Dragon for the light heavyweight title. Ultimo, brother. How are we? Oof, it's not even close. Alright, well. Oop, I forgot to save. Love when I do that. Uh, 10 minutes. Let's Steal the show. The winner of the match, Eddie Guerrero. Shawn Spears is in NXT? What? Is he? This is news to me. Also, as always, we get everyone's favorite, the 5v5 dumbass dark match. Alright, I'm not going to book the Good Alliance because they show up later. You know, they get on the show. So we're going to do Nikita, Jushin, teaming with their good friends, members of the band, Van Hammer, PN News, and Chris Jericho, as they take on the team. Oh, this is going to be a heck of a heel. Oh, Barbarian. Okay, there we go. The Barbarian. Tracy Smothers. Steve Armstrong. Mike Barton. And George South. Just the Barbarian and a bunch of rednecks. I would like Chris Jericho to also win this match. Cool, everyone's fine. I think this is a really good pay-per-view. Is it gonna beat the 91 Saturday night go-home show? I don't know. That's a big ask. I'd like to think it could. I'm gonna shoot high and say a 90. I'm gonna shoot high and say a 90. Shawn Spears returned and attacked Ridge Holland. Alright, great. $64 on the random ass dark match. I mean, that's a good sign. Oh, that was like all Jushin Thunder Liger. It was. That Barbarian got a 63. He also did fine. Who took the pin here? Jericho pinned, submitted George South with a Lion Tamer. Sure, that's fine. Yeah, 73. When I put these guys on the show at Clash, they fucked it and got a 50-something. And now I put them in the dark match, they get a 73. Great job, boys. Oh my god. Fucking Dan Severn. Holy shit, dude. Holy smokes. Dan Severn and Big Van Vader. I almost feel like I jumped the gun with this feud and should have waited till Vader had the title. Although we could go back to it if Dan doesn't beat him. Or Dan does beat him. And then he could be like, I beat you, Vader. I should be the champion. You know, that kind of stuff. Let's go! Bob Backlund 88! Send Bob out there! Madison Square Garden is going crazy for Bob Backlund. He's back at home. Oh my god. He was very underwhelming. Who cares? 88 for Bobby Boy. Holy shit. Man, when I signed Bob Backlund on a lark, I did not think he was going to debut in Madison Square Garden to an 88. But here we are. An 80 for Bam Bam and Regal. You know, normally a very good match for second on the card, but we're coming down quite a bit from that opener. Also, I gave them storytelling, right? No, I gave it to Tully and Rick. Rick got 100 for his promo. Great. Perfect. Love that. Also got an 80. I mean, like I said, I gave them the storytelling, so that's kind of to be expected. He illegally used the ropes for leverage. That damn Tully Blanchard. That son of a bitch. Ted got a 72 for driving a car into Madison Square Garden. I mean, we got 21,000. I assume that's, the full sellout. So I assume they were using that little tunnel that they would use for the entrance in Madison Square Garden. So I don't know how they got a fucking car in there. Maybe it was a really small car, like a fucking Mini Cooper or something. 86? Okay, okay. That was kind of big-time Steamboat, but... I mean, 86 for a TV title match is very good. I'm glad we had Ricky win, though. Ricky absolutely is the guy that should win the match. And then we'll see if we can get something going here with the Diamond Stud and Diamond Dallas Page. And I mean, look at these guys. You're telling me these guys aren't as stable? I'm going to open MS Paint and put little sunglasses on Ted DiBiase. Oh, this only got an 80. I'm a little surprised about it. 91.79, segment rating 80. That's a little surprising. You would think that would go like mid-80s. What happened here? Consistency. Oh, capped to the short match length. Okay, so when I go 10 minutes, you're like, oh, they didn't sell enough. And then when I go 8 minutes, it's like, oh, the match was too short. Alright. Well, that's fine. I'll remember that for next time. Give them the 10 minutes for the Wild Brawl. $91 for a Kurt Hennig promo. I will definitely take that. Whoo! 95 for the tag team stretcher match. Also, logistically, don't ask me how a tag team stretcher match works. Are we putting two guys on one stretcher? Are we racing them both up at the same time? I don't know, man. That's for the agent and the boys to figure out. I just booked the shit. Yeah, this was, you know, far and away, without a doubt, the best tag team feud we've had so far. The tag team titles were kind of like, there's some stuff happening, you know. We're getting like 60s on every tag team title match. And then this Blondes and Steiners feud went crazy. I mean, mostly because it has 91 rated Brian Pillman and 85 Steve Austin. Although the Steiners are in the 80s now too, so we heated them up quite a bit. Then they celebrated with Magnum. Everyone was very happy. Oh, yeah, Steiner Bulldog onto a stretcher. Fuck yeah, now we're talking. And then the guy taking the move, like, bounced off it and the stretcher fell over. That's good shit, pal. Oh, my fucking God. We got a 99 for Sting and Kurt Hennig. Oh, I'm a little worried now that Cactus and Dustin Rhodes, after all these matches, is going to get, like, an 84, and we're going to be fucked. Holy smokes, this match went nuts. Yeah, I mean, nothing to say. I'm a little annoyed they didn't give us the full 100, but listen, he's far and away the best match we've booked in WCW, so I can't complain that much. Then we got a promo. I'm glad we put some buffer between that and the main event. Come on, boys. Come on, boys. All right, and then they took out the Good Alliance. They will not be helping. Come on, boys. Give me at least a 90. Give me at least a 90 on the main event. 86. Oh, lack of psychology. Oh. Oh. I mean, 86 is very good. You're usually quite happy with an 86 main event. But honestly, it was like, I don't know, 4th or 5th best match of the night here. Gotta get that title back on Sting. Then 84 for all these guys fighting. Sting coming out to save him. Sting, the real star of the show. All right, give me over a 90 on the pay-per-view. Give me over a 90 and I'll be happy. 90. I'll take it. I'll take it. We definitely cooked. For sure. I mean, we had 3 matches in the 90s, which is... That, like, never happens for us. Alright, I mean, I feel like I need to thank, like, fucking 10 people. You know, the Vader and Severn, all those guys. But let's see. Kurt Hennig took a clean pin to Sting, so let's thank him. Let's see, who else? Oh, let's also thank the Blondes, because they did not win a goddamn match in that feud. They did 3 jobs to the Steiners. So let's do Brian Pillman and Steve Austin. You guys will also be... Let's praise them for a great performance. Pleased. 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 But most importantly, more importantly than anything, is we went into WWF's house and we took a shit on their goddamn kitchen counter. We said, fuck you, WWF. Madison Square Garden is our house now. We got a .06 TV rating in Japan. What are you going to do about it? Oh, I'm sorry. I think this was the rating in Japan, actually. That makes more sense. Not a lot of people saw it. But we got 800,000 buys. Woo! That show was so good. That Super Brawl is now an above average event. We booked such a good show that people were like, wow, we love Super Brawl. Super Brawl is the best show of the year. I can't wait until Super Brawl 4. Holy shit. Alright. I've never had that happen to me in any save. And we're going right to fucking WCW. Okay. Oh, before I forget. William, brother. Go to ICWA. You're not a Flips guy, right? Actually, he kind of is a Flips guy. Aerial 4893, flashing. You know what? Go to Japan. Alright. This man was... Oh, well. Oh, hold on. Now, wait a second. Not over in America whatsoever. See, the thing about in this save, and in this time period, I think this is accurate to the time period, so it's not like the mod maker's fault. It's a lot harder to poach guys from Japan, because, you know, Japan has money in the early 90s, or at least for, well, the economy's probably already crashing, but they still have the money they saved up in the 80s or whatever, so they're still throwing it around and stuff. Where these days it would just be like, hey, Misawa, I'll give you like triple what fucking All Japan can, and he'd be like, maybe. Not active. All right. Well, hey, listen. What if you were though? Great. Yeah, I mean that's the problem. Is he would want that much a month for a guy that's not over. So we're gonna let All Japan keep him. But, you know, fun to look. Fun to window shop. Also, we have a fucking relationship with All Japan. They'd probably be pissed as hell. Hello, Earl. Steve Regal moved to the Southeast, finally. Ooh, Tatanka won the Intercontinental title. Good for him. I assume that happened on Superstars. Yes, he defeated the Mountie. Oh, this show got an 80. Uh-oh, Stinky. Uh-oh, Stinky Poopy. Although I will say their second from the top match got a 95, so, you know, they're still doing stuff over there. Damn, they had a fucking WWF title match on Superstars. Alright. They were trying to fucking counter-program me. We might win the battle this the U.S. battle this month. That would be quite the feather in our cap. All right, let's stay in the tri-state since that's where we're in the pay-per-view. We need a smaller arena, although not that much smaller, honestly. I would say like 13 to 18. We can run the Nassau Coliseum, or we can run the Time Union Center in Albany. Well, there's a lot more people in the Albany one, so let's go there. All right. All right, so let's can we do office? Can we do events and TV? Oh, I can't do that from here. Okay, because I don't believe our next event is Spring Stampede in April, and I don't think there's a Clash set to start that's going to show up until then. So I think we have like a solid 2 months of TV. So I'm wondering, like, do I announce the match? Nah, probably not. I probably wait a couple weeks to announce the match. So let's see. Let's do like this. Cactus Jack and Sting and Arn and Beautiful Bobby, but don't talk, and Larry Z, but don't talk. They're going to open this show. They're going to talk about, you know, what we all saw last night at SuperBrawl was shameful. The way they stole the title from Cactus Jack, the American Nightmares. You know, they're running roughshod here over WCW. We've had enough of their stuff. Do we just make a clash? No, we don't need to make a clash. I can book for 2 months of TV. It's fine, probably. I can do it. Anyway, Dustin is going to come out with, we'll put Dusty out there. And Kurt Hennig, he's going to come out too. Basically, this is going to be a big old long promo that is going to set up a 4v4 match with Sting, Cactus, and 2 of the Good Alliance guys against Dustin, Dusty, Kurt Hennig, and Sabu. Setting up versus 4 event. Then we'll go ahead and book that. 4 versus 4 main event is going to do not the numbers we've been doing, but hey, listen, you can't give them cake and ice cream every week, you know? Larry Z, Arn Anderson, Sting, Cactus, take on Dustin, Kurt, Sabu, and Dusty. Although, hey, look, you get to see Dusty Rhodes wrestle on TV. I don't think and Kurt hasn't wrestled on TV yet either. So they're getting something in this 8-man tag, you know? It's not just nothing. I'm going to give Kurt the win. Larry Z, you can take the fall. That's why you're here. We're going to do interference, of course, because there's even more of these American Nightmare guys. So we're going to have Perry Saturn attack Larry. That's going to lead to the finish. And I think that's it. I think we'll do... Because, like, as mentioned, we got 2 months. So I think we can save the promos for other shows. All right, I'm going to do an angle with Brian Pillman. And Steve Austin. And it's going to be Pillman's basically going to go up to Austin and be like, hey, man, you know, it was a rough match last night. We both got sent to the stretcher. It didn't really go how we thought it was going to go. But listen, we got to get back up on the horse if we ever want to get back to these tag team titles. We're at the back of the line now after losing that match. So I'm getting us right back out there tonight. And then Steve Austin's going to be like, bro, I'm still hurt. I hurt, what do we want to give him? I hurt my leg. I hurt my knee. In the stretcher match, I'm not, the doctor said I'm not supposed to wrestle for a month. And then Brian Pillman's going to be like, hey, no, listen. No. You're going to listen to some doctor? I thought you were a man. Okay? We got to win another match, okay? Pillman pushes Austin into working a tag match, even though he's hurt. All right, that sounds like a storytelling match to me. With the classic story of Steve Austin being hurt. Damn, fucking Barry Windham, why did you have to get hurt? So I need to check something. Can Bob Backlund talk? Charisma 66, microphone 6. Yeah, he's. I mean, he can. It's not going to be good, but he can. I mean, these guys can wrestle anybody. They're over. So let's. I'm sure I've already had them beat the Italians. So how about you guys beat the Z-Man? Actually, you know what? We introduced these guys as a tag team. Let's put them out there. Nikita Koloff and B. Brian Blair. What a match. 10 minutes. Storytelling. The story of Steve Austin really shouldn't be out there. His leg, he's favoring his leg a lot. But despite this, they're going to get the win. I'll even do tainted. Pillman was willing to cheat. Doesn't matter to him that Austin's hurt. We're going to get an angle with WCW's newest superstar, Bob Backlund. And he's going to be with Dan Severn. And he's going to be, Bob's going to be talking about, like, I was the world's heavyweight champion for a long time. And, the way wrestling has been going these last couple of years, I didn't think I had a spot in this business anymore. Everything's been becoming a circus these days. I didn't know if there was a place for the old style wrestling that I like to do, but I saw what this guy, Dan Severn's doing. And I love the way this guy wrestles. He reminds me of how we used to do it back in my day, the old style shooting. And I heard they were going to be in Madison Square Garden. I had to show up. And that bully, Big Van Vader, he tried to hurt Dan. And, I had to get out there. And I since talked to the WCW board of directors. They have offered me a wrestling contract with World Championship Wrestling. And I am now on the roster. And then Dan's gonna be like, "Oh, that's great to hear, Bob. Bob, you were really an inspiration to me with the way I wrestled there, pal. And I think me and you would make a great tag team. And I got our first opponents, Big Van Vader. You go find anyone you want there, pal. Me and Bobo. We're gonna bring the fight to you." Bob Backlund has a WCW contract. Him and Severn versus Vader and question marks? Simmons. It's Ron Simmons. Next week. Book this. Alright, classic. That's going to be an adventure. We'll see how that goes. Anybody's guess on that one. let's see here. Oh, Hansen and Simmons went to a... Oh, Simmons won by DQ. Okay, that's what we have to do. I want to do an angle. Man, do we have anyone on the roster that would, like, represent the WCW fucking board? I mean, I guess Ventura technically owns the company, although we never really play that up on screen like he's the owner, other than, like, the very early episodes when we had him doing, like, the, "It's a great show, folks, welcome to WCW." Although I guess that technically would make him, like, the on-screen... Though he's been a heel manager for months now, so it doesn't really make sense. I guess we'll just have Eric Bischoff tell him. When in doubt, Eric Bischoff. Basically, Stan's going to be yelling at Eric Bischoff about, like, you know, how's that referee going to DQ me? You know, he was in my way. It's not my fault he was standing in my way. He should have known when two guys are fighting like me and Ron Simmons not to get in the way. And then Eric's going to be like, Stan, this is your second U.S. title match on pay-per-view in a row where the referee got injured during it. WCW, you know, I talked to the board. They're kind of sick of it. They let me know you've been suspended for 2 weeks. And then, you know, say, what? He's going to lose his mind and just start, like, trashing things. Stan Hansen has been suspended for 2 weeks for his continued attack on WCW officials. Also, Stan Hansen, the babyface in this feud. I guess we would have had to play it off like him hurting the ref was an accident, and then he would have to be like, you know, I didn't mean to hit him. Like, the stuff where he was like, the referee was in my way would have been, like, legitimate. Like, no, the referee was in my way. I don't remember if Stan needs a script or not. I would never hand Stan Hansen a script, so I'm going to let him cook. I might regret that. Bam Bam and Chris Adams. I believe this is how this feud started, right? So we've done this once, and it got a 78, so we'll do it again. I mean, Bam Bam has to win this match. Although, again, television. I'm going to give Bam Bam the win by DQ after interference from Steven Regal. And this time, we'll do the angle where they beat up Bam Bam. So, I know it feels like we're kind of going in circles with this Adams, Regal, and Bam Bam thing, but that's mainly because I was going to continue the Regal Bam Bam feud, but I think I'm going to have Chris Adams and Steve Regal actually become a tag team. So, I'm probably going to blow off this Bam Bam feud sooner than later, and then have them kind of commit to being a full-time tag team for a little bit. So I think, like, I'll probably blow off the Regal Bam Bam match on TV in, like, a couple weeks. Alright, who else haven't we heard from? We haven't heard from Rick Rude or Tully. Oh, DiBiase. Oh, you know he's going to be mad. Ted DiBiase, Diamond Dallas Page, the Diamond Stud. This is dangerous because I'm gonna let all these guys talk. We'll see how this goes. We gotta know. You know what I mean? We gotta know. Basically, Ted DiBiase is gonna talk about, you know, Ricky Steamboat, that overworking idiot. You know, he trained so hard he actually beat me. Can you believe it? Well, good thing I had an insurance plan. These two guys right here, the Diamond Stud, Diamond Dallas Page. you know how much I love diamonds. I had to get these guys to back me up, and then they're gonna cut a promo about how, like, you know, for too long in WCW, we haven't gotten to the top, but now that we have the backing of billionaire Ted, we're going to the top of WCW. That kind of stuff. Ted introduces. Honestly, the insurance policy is kind of a great name for the tag team. We need to have a wrestling contest. There hasn't been much wrestling contests on this show. Jushin Liger. We are in our Jushin Liger just has matches era, which is fine. I feel like we probably just need to loop back to him and Eddie, although I think we've already done it 3 times. Although maybe it's been long enough. Chat, how long until that resets and I can have them wrestle again? Does anyone know that offhand? Actually, no, we're in the tri-state. We're never in the tri-state. Who's local up here? Starling, Adam Flash. Chaswick. Canyon! Canyon, I mean, he's got a... Devon. Ian Rotten, Jack Victory. Hey, little Guido. Little Guido's got good tech, and that's kind of it. Although he is 21 over in the tri-state, which is where we are. Maybe I will do James Maradona versus Jushin Liger. Why not? Johnny Swinger. Mr. Ooh La La. These are some names. Rock and Rebel. Roddy Piper is local? Hold on. Oh, I killed his morale. Right, I did do that. That is true. Scott Taylor, Spellbinder, Stevie Richards. Yeah, we're gonna go with James Maradona. You're a heel, brother. I mean, we don't need to test him to see if he needs a dev contract. We could just sign him. Because I can tell you right now, he's got potential, but he has no overness. He's going to get like a 19. We don't need to put that on television. I'll give these guys like 8 minutes. Liger wins. Oh, we're at time already. That was fucking fast. Boy, we never did hear from Rick Rude or Tully. But hey, that's what main event's for. Didn't hear from the Steiners either. But again, we can move those guys to main event. It's fine. Alright, we need to placement mode this. Big long promo. You go to the front. Then we go right into James Maradona and Jushin Liger. Ted's got the insurance policy. Big Love Chris Adams. They beat him up. Stan Hansen suspended. Bob is here. Oh, that's a lot of talking in a row, and then a lot of match in a row. Let's move. Oh boy, these. I don't know if I want either of these promos right before the main event, but we're gonna trust that Bob Backlund in the tri-state will carry that segment, and it'll be fine. Which we'll see. Yeah, this is less good than the shows we've been doing. Just straight up, it is. So we're gonna say, I think it'll do better than 82, just based on the promos. Like this promo is gonna get like a 90 or whatever. So yeah, I'll say like an 85. Yeah, it's got a 96. Like this alone will make it so we don't get an 82, I think. But we'll see. $76. I mean, a total carry job by Jushin Thunder Liger. But James Maradona A 49. I mean, for a guy, independent worker, that's not too bad. Just some guy we dragged off the streets of New York to have a match. He did a pretty good job. 66, boy, these guys killed this. Because Ted's been getting like 91s. So these guys dragged this down like a solid 25 to 30 points. But now we know for the future. These guys are silent partners. Silent partners. I thought maybe DDP and the Diamond Stud could cook. Although it did... Teddy DiBiase. For a second, I thought someone else came along as well. Yeah, they're just going to stand there behind Ted from now on. I was kind of hoping that, it's DDP and Scott Hall. Maybe they can cut promos, but they did a bad job. They did a bad job. Maritato could be in the main event. I mean, he could. There's nothing stopping him. Bam Bam and Chris Adams got an 80. It did slightly better. Let's go. Then these dirty Brits beat up Bam Bam Bigelow. How dare they? America's favorite son, Bam Bam Bigelow. Sting got an 86. He did fine. I was right not to give him a script. He suspended. Also, I should write that down. Otherwise, I'm just gonna show up next stream and be like, "All right, then Stan Hansen comes out." Stan Hansen is kayfabe suspended for 2 weeks. All right, great. That would be, honestly, like the most smartly streamed thing ever, to just be like, Stan Hansen, he's been suspended by WCW officials for 2 weeks, and then just show up next stream, book him in the main event. Yep, these guys are good. One might say these guys are too good to be a tag team. I just heard people saying that. It's what I've heard. It's what I've heard. The scuttlebutt. Word on the street. 76, that's fine. See, the thing these guys have in common, you might think, like, Brian Blair and Nikita Koloff, what a weird tag team. Look, it's the headbands. They're the headband boys. They were just backstage, and he was like, I like your headband. And he was like, same, brother. And then that's, it went from there. That was the icebreaker. An 82. I'll take an 82 on Dan Severn and Bob Backlund talking. I'll take that. Again, we're in the tri-state. Probably helped a lot. But yeah, I will take that. Bob Backlund and Dan Severn are going to have a gimmick where they love old wrestling and they love grappling, and that's going to make them baby faces? Question mark? I don't know. I think that might work better in WCW with their kind of more traditional fan base, but also Southern wrestling isn't exactly Greco-Roman wrestling, 84. I'll take an 84 main event. I'll take an 84 main event. I'll absolutely take that. A feud's hot when an 84 rated match brings it down. $88. I mean, honestly, we're still cooking. Like, we're being real. WCW is still in the zone right now. Yeah, Sabu is getting there. Sabu is just the silent friend in the nightmare. This has worked out for him. Has not really worked out for Raven and Perry Saturn. But hey, like I said earlier, 1 out of 3 ain't bad. Severn and Backlund are traditional men, and that would be babyface material in WCW. Yeah, I agree. I think it'll work. They just like things the way they used to be. Do we have time to book a main event? Yeah, we can crap out a main event. That way I won't have to start with the main event next week, which is my least favorite thing to do. Sting. Sting. Damn, he wants to put Regal over too? Holy shit. Fucking Steamboat wants to put Regal over. That's one of the notes I have. Steamboat and Sting. Want to put Regal over. That's fucking crazy, dude. Regal must be the coolest dude backstage. Everyone's just... All my fucking top baby faces are like, let me put him over. Alright, as mentioned... Actually, I should check. How long do we have on that, Steamboat one? 3 matches or 34 days? We should do that sooner than later. We should probably do some kind of tag match on TV. We could do, like, Bam Bam and Steamboat against Regal and, Ted or something like that, and we could have Regal pin Steamboat. That's a good idea. Then the Sting one, I don't know. I don't know when he's going to beat Sting. Anyway, as mentioned on Saturday night, we have not heard from Rick Rude or Tully, so let's get Rick Rude out here. Just going to be Rick Rude cutting a promo. Like, Tully, you said you were going to show me what it really means to run the Dangerous Alliance. You were going to show me what a better man you were. But, you know, I watched the tape back and you had your feet on the ropes. Doesn't seem like something a real man would do, etc., etc. Tully isn't a man since he cheated. A lot of my feuds in WCW are just one guy being like, "You're not a man," or "You're a chicken." Like that's really my like go-to bread and butter. I don't know if can Bob Backlund grow a mustache. I mean, I don't remember ever seeing him with one, but I'm sure Bob Backlund seems like the kind of guy that shaves like twice a day to make sure he never ever has any facial hair, because that's disgusting. Like that seems like his vibe. You know what? I was gonna book the Steiners. Let's just have them beat up 2 fucking dudes. Who wants to get their butts kicked by the Steiners? Who's got some selling, folks? Who can sell? Selling. This guy, Dale. We booked Dale a lot. Shout out to Dale. You're working heel tonight, Dale. Who else? Who else can sell? Dennis can, but I mean, Dennis. I'm looking for some just jabronis. Glenn Gilbert. What? Speaking of jabronis, Glenn Gilberti. I'm trying to find someone who's like actually good at it. Joseph Oldie, yeah, he's all right. Let's go. Dale and Joe getting squashed by the Steiners. Sorry, boys. Rick, Scott, Dale, Joe, there he is. 6 minutes. Steiners are winning. I feel like I always have Scott win. Let's have Rick pick up a W. Yes, the tag team titles down the line. Thank you, game. And then we're gonna have them cut a promo afterwards. Actually, I don't know that they need to cut a promo afterwards. The feud's over. They have nothing really going on. Let's just have them win a match. Who will cut a promo after winning a squash match will be Ron Simmons. I could probably also use local talent for this. Or I could just use Todd Champion. Unless he squashed Todd Champion before, then I'll use someone else. Never in a singles match. Good enough for me. Basically, this is going to be Ron Simmons and Teddy Long cutting a post-match promo where they're going to be like, I think WCW made a great call suspending Stan Hansen. That man is a danger to the officials and the wrestlers and the audience, and really to society as a whole. And honestly, WCW should consider firing him, honestly. And then once that happens, they should make me, Ron Simmons, the new U.S. champion. Simmons thinks Stan should be suspended longer and maybe even stripped of the U.S. title. All right. Folks, you're getting a treat for the main event. You get to see Ricky Steamboat. Taking on Sergeant Buddy Lee Parker. Oh, when was the last time? November '92. This is pretty recent. All right. Now, not for everyone forgets Sergeant Buddy Lee Parker. We never suggested that. Don't be silly. What if I just put him in there with Perry Saturn? He also, it was June since that match happened. 10 minutes. Make this open. Maybe we can get Perry some stuff from this. Steamboat's gonna win. I'll even put the TV title on the line. Why not? Perry Saturn's kind of a guy. This show is just people winning squash matches and cutting promos on their real opponent. Which is, I think for a B show, that's fine. He's going to talk about him and the Diamond Stud. Diamond Dallas Page. Just basically going to be a promo about, oh, you went and found, you went and paid for backup because you don't have any friends in WCW. I got tons of friends. I got all kinds of guys back there who are willing to work with me. And I did it the old-fashioned way by being nice to them and making friends. I don't have to pay people to be my partners. So if you're looking to have a tag team match in the future, if you're willing to do it, I'll find some guys, no problem. Ricky Steamboat doesn't have to pay people to team with him. Okay, go. Get away. Got 10 more minutes. Beautiful Bobby and Shaw Waltman. We are booking some matches here, folks. Everything is a post-match promo, so there's nothing I can move to be in between Beautiful Bobby and Sean Wallman. So I have to book a 3-minute promo. All right, who's getting 3 minutes? I mean, it doesn't matter, but it's one of those things. I have to put something between them. Let's do a video recap of Dan Severn, Bob Backlund, and Big Van Vader. We're gonna show the post match of Bob Backlund saving Dan Severn from Vader. I assume that would get a huge pop. Video recap of Bob saving Severn from Vader at MSG. You want people to see that, you want them to know, hey, Bob Backlund, still a big deal. Again, promos are gonna save this, so I'll say like a 72 or something like that. Also, the matches will probably be better than they have any right to be. Like Ricky Steamboat and Perry Saturn will probably get like an 80 or something like that. 56. Bobby Eaton got hurt. Well, that's great. Still hit the Alabama Jam though. That's a professional right there. Thank you, Harley. Video recap. Look, Bob showed up. Madison Square Garden went crazy. Ron and Todd champion, got a 70. I will take that. Great chemistry. Okay. Good to know. And 77 for them being like, yeah, the stand should be suspended all the time. It should be a permanent suspension. Also, they should give me the title after they suspend him. That's only fair. Another 70 squash match. Another, like, that's fine. Sounds good to me. 99 on Rick Rude. Okay. Yeah, 83 main event. 80. Ricky, you didn't have to go with this hard. You didn't have to give a 94 performance on main event, but God bless you for doing so, man. Perry needed this. Oh, they have great chemistry. Okay, that's probably why. And then he talked. I forgot I had him talk shit about Ted to end the show. Honestly, even the main events are good right now. I truly did not try. I mean, I gave them a Ricky Steamboat TV title match, but it was against Perry Saturn. It wasn't like a big deal match. We are just cooking right now. WCW's on fire. Oh no, Masawa turned heel. They heard we tried to poach him. That's his new gimmick. Fucking America lover, Mitsuharu Masawa. Because Adams stopped working all of his indies. Oh, how hurt is Bobby? And I should check that. 2 days. He's fine. His wrist is a little sore. Alright, well that's going to do it for WCW. That was a heck of an episode, man. I mean, we kind of went bananas. So that was a good one. Of course, I will be back on Thursday doing AEW with Nick, which will probably be a lot less bananas. Although we are on the road to the Forbidden Door, which will not have New Japan wrestlers. It's going to be Collision Cross Dynamite, since we've been doing entirely separated brand splits for a year now. So it is the first crossover show of the save, really. So it will be a big show. It will be a big event. Of course, we'll also be back next Tuesday for more WCW. We're kind of, as mentioned, kind of in the booking abyss here until Spring Stampede. But let me tell you, Spring Stampede, going to be a big show. You're not going to want to miss it. But yeah, that's going to do it. I'll see you guys then. If you're watching on YouTube, appreciate it. Drop a like, drop a comment, hit subscribe, all that stuff. I'd appreciate it. Also, come hang out Tuesdays and Thursdays, twitch.tv/Swarls, 8 p.m. Eastern. Come in the chat. Tell me what to book. Tell me where a thing is in TEW when I can't find it. All that fun stuff. You could be there in the chat telling me. But yeah, that'll do it. Bye, everybody. I'll see you on Thursday.